Welcome back to my Road to Completion guide for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is episode 2. Grab the Queen's Blood starter deck and skip the tutorial. Talk to the NPC downstairs, then speak with Aerith. Select If I Have To from the dialogue options.
Good morning, sir. I must apologize for not... Your companions have all stepped out. Perhaps a trip to the yard?
Good idea.
By the way, Cloud, do you have any...
Finally.
I love how time almost seems to stop here. Hey, do you know what's going on in Midgard?
Aha, finally decided to get up?
Yeah. So,
Why, waiting for...
you have?
Got business with... So, I won't... Wanna climb the clock tower together?
If I have to.
You got a real way with words.
Follow the story and skip the tutorials.
Hey there! Welcome to Meg... Oh. Well, customization can seem tricky to the uninitiated. And that's about all we can do for now. But we haven't even skimmed the surface, believe.
This Mako tank allows us to live in comfort. You know why Rufus has...
Our inspection team conducts routine.
Welcome. Damn, seen plenty of action by the look of it. See? Would I just make sure you take proper care of her, all right? You take care of that weapon now.
Need something for the kids?
Some Chocobo ice cream.
Cloud! Over here! I think Midgar's this way.
Should be, yeah.
Follow me.
Not here!
Well, we know
We'll take
they're
them
in
back.
town.
Hey, you! Seen anyone acting suspicious?
No, I haven't.
The moment any of you see someone suspicious, got it? I want them
I heard about the reactor bombings in Midgard. That was you, wasn't it? It's okay, I'm on your side. Got a contact at HQ.
You were with Avalanche?
Not exactly. Stop. I'll keep the troopers occupied. While we're talking, you two go up and over. May I ask what's going on?
We're searching for some fugitives.
Have you seen anyone suspicious?
Now that you mention it, I think I might have. Though perhaps it was just my imagination. Or was it?
Oh, for the love of... Get out of here! Wait, I know I saw
Well, the inn's not much further, but stay on your toes.
You made it! All in one piece? Where to now?
Where there's a draft. This way.
Looks like a job for me.
Now that we've officially transitioned into the open world portion of the game, let's overwrite both saves. Scan the orc on the path below.
This one's for you! That was never in doubt.
Sometimes we have to scan multiple enemies, but the fight ends too early. If this happens, leave the combat zone, overwrite save 2, then load save 2. This will force enemies to respawn, giving us another chance to make the assessment. Now scan the other enemy.
Guess I got
it. Allow me. Going in. Keep it together.
I'll show you what I can do. That'll do. Go on.
That'll do.
Avoid random items and materials to reduce clutter in our inventory. It's very important that you follow my path exactly. Our goal is to skip enemies we've already battled and assess to save time. Scan the Grasslands wolf up ahead.
I got your number.
Talk to the NPC and scan the enemy on the hill.
Going in.
It's important to make sure they've got plenty to eat.
You'd be the Avalanche, folks?
So they fetch a high price.
It's okay, I'm on your side. Heard you be heading my way. You're safe here, but not for long. But
It's important to make sure they've got plenty to eat. Need to be nice.
Too bad.
Find the tank on the way to the abandoned dock. Open both chests to pop a trophy.
Well, well. If it ain't my favorite group of hitchhikers.
Oh, fancy meeting you here.
Thanks again. Shinra's?
Looks like. But definitely an older model.
From back when they were duking it out with the Republic.
Hard to imagine this was once a battlefield.
And harder still to find land anywhere that hasn't been a battlefield at some point.
Destroy boxes for a chance to get Moogle medals. This will help reduce or completely eliminate the need to farm this item later. Scan the enemy on the other side of the path.
We do this fast. I got your number.
Open the purple chest by the abandoned dock to get one of Cloud's weapons. We must collect all the weapons plus learn their abilities to complete the trophy hunt. Scan the Toxirat on the way back to the ranch.
Allow me.
Go to the ranch, talk to the NPCs, and open both chests. One has a Moogle medal and one has a weapon.
Pleasure to see y'all again.
Howdy!
Sorry about my brother. He's just doing his job, I suppose, but he's been a real... I hope Piko doesn't give you all too much trouble.
Follow the Chocobo tracks to catch Piko. Use the flowers for cover so that other Chocobos don't see us. There's also rocks we can throw as a distraction. Remember, button prompts are always visible in the lower left of the screen.
Bingo.
Yeah! Come on!
Go back to the ranch, talk to the NPC, and say yeah to Chadley.
There's our...
Hey, Cloud!
I knew you would. It was an absolute pleasure working.
Activate the nearby intel tower and say nothing when Chadley asks his question.
Here we are. After careful consideration, I call it... I hope you'll assist me in return. I will use the information you provide. In that case, with your activation of this, though hardly substantial, it is enough. Which of these would you like?
Develop the fire and ice materia, then get the Chocowhistle from the NPC in the barn.
I wish you all the best in the long journey that lies ahead of you. And remember, you're not in this alone.
Hey, perfect timing. Piko's all prepped. But first, here, you just give that whistle a toot. So, who here's never been on Chocoback?
I haven't.
Head over to the vending machines. Open the main menu, choose Materia and Equipment, and you'll see that we already have the following weapons: Cloud's Buster Sword, Red 13's Mythril Collar, Aerith's Guard Stick, Barret's Gatling Gun, and Tifa's Leather Gloves. Press the square button to remove specific materia, then slot fire and ice in the Cloud's weapon. Activate the following abilities with the Folio machine: Cloud's Firework Blade, Red 13's Overfang, and Aerith's divine punishment. Sell everything in our inventory except Phoenix Downs. Buy the following pieces of materia: 6 chakra, 1 assess, and 2 HP up. Talk to the NPC and complete the Chocobo course in less than 31 seconds. This will give us a treasure called Fledgling Chocobo Jockey, which is one of the 88 treasures we need to get the platinum. You can retry the course, which I'll demonstrate.
Here's where we get our birds in shape for the races.
What races?
The gold saucers, I mean. They're a big deal. Okay, but how? That was something else. You and Piko are a perfect match. Might even have what it takes to win a race or two at the Gold Saucer.
We can't thank you enough, Billy.
Oh, that reminds me. Y'all met, then you might want to swing by Calm again.
Double check to make sure that we achieved rank 3 in the course and follow me to the next event.
What's up?
Alert! Alert! Dangerous being detected in your... It's a pleasure to meet you, Cloud. My sensors indicate the presence of a unique life form.
There's several things we have to complete for this event, so let's take it one step at a time. Scan the Venorat.
Its release when threatened is so effective at driving away predators that their population has exploded. This particular variant is extremely dangerous, capable of spitting toxic fluids on its prey before attacking in mass.
Now let's defeat the Venorats while trying to complete objectives in the top left corner. In this example, I was able to stagger and avoid being poisoned, but failed to pressure the enemy.
Calling ice. You're mine.
Farewell. You got this under control. While that was glorious, I can't give you more. Objectives yet remain.
Hold triangle to retry the event and complete any failed objectives. In my case, I had to use Cloud's Blizzard spell to pressure the enemy. You should do the same if you miss this particular objective. Complete all the objectives before moving forward.
Variant identified. Commencing guidance protocol. The pungent odor that these fiends release is so effective at driving away predators that their population has exploded. Particular variant is extremely dangerous.
Let's finish this.
Toxic fluids on its prey before attacking in mass. Such tactics allowed us to hunt the largest Elphadunk.
Take this!
Congratulations! You managed to complete all intel objectives!
Not only do we have to battle and assess a specified number of enemies, but we have to defeat certain enemies as well. You can find this information listed as number defeated in the enemy intel menu. As long as we've defeated at least one enemy, then we're on track for the platinum. Again, check the timestamps. I have all the enemies listed with tags like battle, assess, and defeat for reference. Go to System, Options, Gameplay, and find Completed Assignment Guidance at the bottom of the list. Select No. Fast travel to the Chocobo intel location. Follow the path and scan the Levrikon. Multiple options are usually available during fast travel, such as walk or Chocobo. It doesn't matter which option we choose, but the Chocobo option saves a little time because we'll mount the Chocobo automatically. Remember, check the bottom left for controls and don't worry about the blue question mark that appears on the path. We'll talk about this later.
your number.
Scan and defeat the enemies at the end of the path, plus complete the objectives. Pressure the enemy with Cloud's Blizzard spell, and spam Red 13's Stardust Ray ability to win the fight before time runs out. Expect to pop the Weapons 101 trophy for maxing out Red 13's weapon ability.
Fiends roam this place.
Rare Elphadunk variant identified. Commencing guidance protocol. The docile disposition of the Elphadunk led to its adoption as a beast of burden. Applications included agriculture, transportation, and even warfare. Variants
Best do it right.
However, we're valued as a source of hides and tusks for arts and crafts. Unfortunately, they are in notoriously difficult creatures in captivity, and were usurped by the now ubiquitous Chocobo. At present, the only remaining wild Elphadunk can be found here.
Don't
in the
overdo it.
Grasslands.
It's your turn.
Which is why we must study them thoroughly before they become a threat to both animals and humans.
Stars be your ruin.
Here it comes! One more shot! Go on! This one's for you!
More vital essence won't be waste.
Victory is all but guaranteed.
One more shot!
All objectives completed. We've accrued a lot of great data, thanks to you.
That was a very impressive.
Fast travel to the ranch, use Chadley's combat simulator, and complete the challenge I've specified in the guide. This will give us access to the first strike materia. Our party should be Cloud, Aerith, and Red 13.
Cloud. I have recreated. I encourage you to pit your skills against this summoned entity so that I might complete its materia.
Keep it together.
Go on!
Leave it to me. Damn it! I never miss. Whatever. This thing's here.
Here it comes! This one's for you!
Yes.
Stars be your ruin.
One more shot!
Going in. This. Let the heavens weep.
Deal with that.
Nowhere to run. Got you. Going in, feeding time. Let go.
Keep it together.
Ready when you are.
Damn it!
Careless. Let the heavens weep.
That's it!
How did...
This one's for you!
Take this! Nowhere. Behold the warrior within. Cosmos, answer me. It's over. Lead. Let the heavens
This one's for you!
Gotcha! I have you had enough. Scars be your ruin. Enough? How did... Careless. Well struck. I have you. Let the heavens weep. Enough? Going in. Take this! Careless. Felt that out. Well struck. Scratch. Careless. Come. Going in. Cosmos, answer me. Gotcha! Had enough? Scars be your ruin.
See you around.
I gather from your expression that you're eager for more. I can't help but wonder where we'll meet next. So many fascinating possibilities.
Fast travel to the abandoned dock, cross the swamp with the Chocobo, and grab Barret's weapon from the purple chest.
Sure this is safe? Her pockets of the bog are damn near bottomless. Plus, there's that giant man-eating serpent.
Bill assured us the Chocobos could handle it. Have some faith in our feathered friends.
Over there.
Locate the Chocobo's dig site. It'll be noted with the blue question mark. This is the same question mark that we skipped earlier in the guide. Press up on the D-pad to find the buried item and down on the D-pad to dig it up. Expect to get an emerald, which is needed to craft items later in the guide. Plus, it'll give us credit toward another trophy. Set up materia and equipment before the boss fight. This process is extremely slow, but you can always speed or slow down the video with YouTube's media player. Patreon and YouTube members should use the visual guide because I have all these changes noted on one slide. This makes the visual guide the fastest way to make all the materia and equipment changes for the rest of the game. You can find information about visual guides and workbooks in my pinned comment. Go into the combat settings and switch to Party 2. By default, it should be Cloud, Barret, and Red 13. If it isn't, press square and change the party manually. Press the square button to remove any unwanted shortcuts. Outside of a few exceptions, we plan to use the commands menu during combat, but you're free to apply shortcuts anytime.
Let's go.
I'm going to be walking you guys through this fight with live commentary. I want to show you how flexible combat is in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Okay, you don't have to stick to a rigid set of instructions when you're trying to defeat these bosses, meaning let's start out with Cloud and, you know, build an ATB and do a specific attack, and then let's follow up with Red 13 and he has to do a specific thing, and then the third thing you have to do is, you know, switch over to such. We don't want to have to worry about that kind of combat strategy, guys, because when the RNG kicks in and these enemies start going crazy on you guys, all those steps are going to fall apart. Okay, I need to teach you guys how to recover, how to adapt. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching you guys a system. Okay, and we're going to start right now. Okay, so let me just get into the fight here. Notice that we're controlling Cloud. Okay, notice that he does not have an ATB. The first thing that you need to understand about combat, it is the most important thing that you can do, is learn to block. R1 is your friend. Okay, notice what happens when I block. Look at my ATB. Okay, and look at my limit gauge. Okay, you're looking at it for Cloud. Watch. Boom. See, ATB went up, so did limit. So I took some damage, but I got ATB and my limit gauge filled. That makes blocking one of the strongest things you can do in the entire game. Okay. And pause it just so I can keep the action down here, because I don't want this boss to go into phase 2. You know, you're probably saying, well, XIII going to be taking damage, though. You can't do that forever. That's why we have Chakra. Okay, we could use you know, the healing materia, right? So we can have access to cure and second level cure and region and so forth and so on, right? But that requires us to use MP. We don't want to juggle items to get back MP. We don't want to be resting all the time, right? If we don't have to use MP, we don't want to use MP. It's going to streamline our playthrough, okay? That makes Chakra extremely powerful in these fights. Why? Because it's going to return a portion of the damage that you take back to you in HP, okay? Let me go ahead and see if I can get hit again here. I'm not going to block this time. Let's see how much damage. So I took 56 points of damage. Now watch. If I go straight into Chakra and heal, I got 175. Did you guys see that? Back. And because I have 2 ATB, I could do it again back to back, right? See, I got 140 points. So I took some damage and then I was able to replenish that, right? 175 points and then 140 points. So I'm back to 658. Okay, now if I just sit here, block again. All right, I was at 658 when I started blocking. You guys will see what I'm talking about here. I'm just building up ATB and limit. Notice my limit gauge is full.
This thing's already pissed off enough.
Boom, now I'm just gonna spam Chakra again. Boom, 599. You guys see that? So as long as you can continuously heal in the fight, without taking enough damage to kill a character, right? It creates this loop where you cannot die, right? Now, if you're not doing damage to the enemy, they're not going to die either, but it stalemates the fight. It makes you invincible. See what I'm getting at, right? Now, if you're taking too much damage, in other words, let's say you're at 1000 HP, you're blocking, right? Let's say you drop down to something like 600 points of health. So you lose 400 points of health. And then you Chakra and you get back like, you know, it goes up to maybe 700. Well, at that point, you're fighting a battle you cannot win because you lost 4 to only get back 1, right? So you're still down 3. And of course, if you keep blocking and the enemy does that same attack multiple times, eventually you're going to die. So how do you recover from that? Well, you just become very aggressive. Because obviously, if I'm blocking, I'm waiting for the enemy to attack me, okay? Notice what happens when I block. My ATB bar does not move unless the boss hits me. Notice how it's just stationary. If I let off the block button, I get ATB passively. You guys see it building slowly under Cloud's name. If I block, it stalls. You guys see that? So what you can do is just become aggressive. Like this, and then just spam Chakra like that. Right, keep hitting, keep getting some damage. Right, I'm attacking faster than the boss is, which means I can get HP back faster than he can deliver it to me or deliver damage to me, right? Of course, it depends on if he's attacking me and, you know, the RNG, but I think you guys get my point. If I did this long enough, as long as I'm not sustaining a ton of damage, I could get myself back up to max health. Well, he's going to go into phase 2, so I'm going to have to retry this fight. But I think you guys get my point, right? We're already back to 774. And I have an ATB. I'm going to see how much HP it gives me. If it puts me into the 9s. 863. So by becoming aggressive, right, I'm able to get my HP pool back up. So going back to the example, if I have 1000 HP, I get 400 points of damage dealt to my character, and then I recover with Chakra. Maybe I go to 700. If I'm aggressive, I can get myself back up to 1000. Obviously, it depends on what the enemy does, but I think you guys get my point. Okay, let me retry the fight because I don't want to go to phase 2 yet. So now you're probably saying, well, XIII, let's just say that I take 400 points of damage. I Chakra, I go back to 700, and then I'm super aggressive on the boss, but he's super aggressive, right? And I keep getting to a point in the fight where I cannot heal fast enough, versus the damage that's being dealt to me. Well, again, we can adapt to that. Okay, so notice that the enemy is attacking Cloud. Why? Because I'm actively controlling Cloud. So I am drawing the enemy to me. Imagine like I'm just waving a flag to the boss. Attack me, right? So if you get to a point where you're taking a ton of damage and you can't heal out of it, right? Even if you're aggressive, you simply switch characters.
Leave it to me.
And notice that after a few attacks, the boss will go, wait a second, the player is not controlling Cloud anymore, and boom, it's going to switch. And notice now that it's coming to red 13. And what does that do? It leaves Cloud safe, right? And what is going to happen to Cloud because he's not blocking? He's going to be building ATB passively. He's also going to be dealing damage to the enemy, but because I'm controlling red 13, he's going to be banking that ATB. Does that make sense? So it gives you guys a chance to relieve the pressure off of a character simply by switching, okay? And obviously if red 13 got bombarded with some crazy attacks, I could switch over to Barret and then of course switch back over to Cloud. And that's how you neutralize damage, okay? Another thing you want to be aware of in these fights is you want to spread the damage out. Obviously, if the enemy has this enemy has like a tail swipe. If all of my characters are around the boss and he does the tail swipe, we're all three going to get hit, okay? But because I can actively control a character, I can move that enemy over to me, right? So if it does that tail swipe, it's only going to hit me because the other two characters are somewhere else, okay? So it's our responsibility as the player to determine to some degree when certain characters take damage, right? Just based on the boss, okay? So that's how you can fully recover. Now notice that Cloud has 147 HP. Things seem rather dire for Cloud, but watch. If I switch over to Cloud, I can double Chakra.
All good.
All right. Become aggressive. I'm already back to 575 and no longer in critical, right? I can get an ATB, Chakra again. And as soon as the boss hones in on Cloud, I switch.
No more fight tonight.
I'm trying not to damage this boss a lot because it'll force phase 2. If I were hitting the boss, he would definitely come over here, but let's just give it a second. Wait for him to come over here to red, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to get back. So I'm at 555. We'll go back to Cloud, become aggressive. See how I just moved the aggro, right? Spreading that damage out. Back to 614. Boom. Well, I would be up over 700, but he just went to phase 2. But I think you guys get my point, right? When things get crazy, switch characters. Okay, I'm going to retry the fight again so we can, again, I don't want to go to phase 2 yet. So now let's double back to blocking. Okay, so I'm going to block again with Cloud. Notice the ATB and the limit gauge. Okay, Remember, if you can neutralize the damage and heal through it, like I'll show you guys here, okay? You can block, okay? You don't even have to attack. As long as you can survive and heal through the damage, you can block forever, okay? Heal through it, build a limit, use a limit, rinse and repeat. You can do that for all of your characters. Why? Because if you notice their limit gauges, Barret and Red 13, they're also building limit because they're getting attacked randomly, right? But Cloud is taking the bulk of it. He's getting the bulk of the limit because, you know, we're actively controlling him, plus he's taking most of the damage, right? Now, obviously right now the boss is looking away, so I will let off the block button and build ATB passively. Right? It looks like he's about to hit me, I block.
Go on.
See? See what he's about to do. It's like I can let off. You can also just run around again, just kind of spread the damage out. Keep the boss running around the area, right? And again, you're just building up ATB. Notice this, if I evade, I do not build ATB. You guys see Cloud, ATB, it's exact. See that? It's in the exact same spot. So when you block and evade, you don't build ATB. But obviously if the enemy hits you while you're blocking, you get ATB. So notice now I have a limit, okay? Got 568 health, but I have a limit. So what I could do here is get a limit, boom, cross slash. And then when I'm done with this animation, I can heal out of it. It's gonna force a phase too, but I think you guys get the point. I'll use Chakra and show you guys that I'll probably be above 700 points of health here. So if I use Chakra,
not good.
Oh, 698. See that? Right at 700. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, right? You're blocking for defense as long as you're not taking enough damage to like kill, you know, to where you die or you can't heal out of it. You can just neutralize the entire fight. Just stand there and block, keep spamming Chakra, and then use a limit. Okay. If it looks like your character is getting bombarded with damage and he can't heal through it, simply switch to another character and repeat that process on that character, right? And then you have 3 characters to do that with. Most of the fights in this game, you're going to be fighting one enemy. So it's going to be a 3v1. Okay. So that's how you take care of your health in this game. Now, obviously, as we level up the Chakra materia, you're going to be getting more health back for the damage. And then later on, we're going to get a materia called Prayer. And it's basically Chakra, but you can heal everybody on your team. So like Cloud can use it, but it's going to give health to Cloud, Barret, and Red 13. Or of course, you know, the other teammates you might be fighting that particular fight with. Okay. Let's retry. Now I'm going to walk you guys through synergy. Okay. Synergy abilities. So again, we unlocked these earlier in the, back at the ranch at the Folio machine. Okay. We unlocked 3. Okay. So if I go over here and I build up 1 ATB, I hit X to open up the commands menu, right? I hit abilities. You can see that I have abilities: Braver, triple slash, Firebolt Blade, Chakra, and Assess. But there's nothing that says synergy. It's just abilities, spells, and items. You guys see that? That's it. We haven't built up enough pips to synergize. So what are pips? Okay, so if you look over at our characters, you'll see Cloud, Barret, Red 13. So Cloud has 708 HP, and then underneath his second ATB bar, you will see ATB written out. It's to the left of limit. But Barret and Red 13, underneath their HP and their second ATB bar, they have 5 vertical lines. You guys see that? It's to the left of their limit gauge where it says limit, 5 vertical lines. Those are pips. Okay. So in order to synergize, you have to feel enough pips to synergize with another character. Okay. Now, if you're curious as to how much that's going to cost, I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. Okay. The main thing is that you need to understand that each pip is worth 1 ATB. Okay. So if I go to abilities with Cloud, because he doesn't have any of those vertical lines, he doesn't have any pips, it just says ATB. If I use Chakra, I'm just going to get back health. I'm not going to fill up any of those pips because he doesn't have any. So why doesn't he have any? He doesn't have any because at this particular moment in the game, Cloud cannot synergize with Barret or Red 13. If he could, he would have those vertical lines. He would have those pips. Okay. So right off the bat, when you go into these fights, it's very important that you know which characters can synergize with each other, because that's going to be part of our system. Okay. Right now it's going to be Barret and Red 13. It doesn't mean that you leave Cloud to the, to the side and you don't worry about him. Obviously you want to keep him alive. Even if you don't use that extra character, remember the enemy is going to be randomly drawn to that character throughout the fight. And when the boss does get randomly drawn to that character, right, the other two characters are pretty much going to be okay, unless there's an attack that's like an AoE or something like that. Okay, so you want to keep your characters alive even though they can't synergize. Okay, but knowing that Barret and Red 13 are the two characters that can synergize, let's focus on them. Okay, up on the D-pad to switch to Red 13. Okay, again, I can passively build ATB like this, or I can go up here and get some damage and build the ATB a little bit quicker. Okay, it's up to you how aggressive you want to be. Remember, you can always block, heal through the damage, and just spam limits. And trust me, that will get you through a lot of these fights, especially on easy difficulty. You can beat all the bosses this way. In fact, when we finally get to the final boss of the game, we're going to be spamming limits through that thing like crazy. Okay, but you can be aggressive too, and it'll just speed up the fight. But this is not a speed run, guys. There's no trophy in this game for a speed run, so take your time, right? If you want to be a little bit more defensive, so maybe you don't have to retry fights, a lot, then that's what you should do. Okay. So boom, I got 2 ATB. Okay, I got 11 HP. I'm going to Chakra. And notice what happened. If you look underneath Red 13's HP, 1152, you'll see that out of those 5 lines, 2 are filled in. They're filled in because I just used 2 ATB, because I used Chakra twice, and each Chakra costs 1 ATB. So that gave me 2 pips. Now I have 2 out of 5. Does that make sense? Okay. So we'll go over to Barret and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. Build up 2 ATB. Again, you can do it passively, defensively, or be aggressive. It doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to Chakra. Notice he got 1 and then 2. You guys see that? Now it's telling me that, fighting is Barret and stuff like that. We're just going to skip that tutorial for now. Okay. So what happens now? We got 2 pips with Barret, 2 pips with Red 13. So now when you hit X, notice it says synergy abilities. See, it wasn't there before. Okay. And it's there for Barret. If I hit up on the D-pad, go to Cloud, see it's not there. Even though he used Chakra as well, right? Because he can't synergize with Barret or Red 13, he does not have that option. Okay. If I go over to Red 13, he also has it. Okay. Now the cool thing about the synergy abilities is that it doesn't matter which character does it. Okay, so for instance, if Red 13 is close to the enemy and Barret's all the way across the arena, it's probably better if I use the synergy ability with Red 13. Why? Because it's going to teleport Barret to my location, and we're going to be close enough to the enemy so that we can actually deal damage if that particular synergy ability is a damaged based ability, because some of them you don't deal any damage, right? And I'll explain that later on. But because Barret's way over there, right, it's probably better if I do the synergy ability with Red 13. Let's see where the enemy's about to go. See, actually now it's probably better if I do it with Barret, right? So if I synergize, notice what happens. Red 13 is going to teleport to my location, and then we're going to deal some damage to the boss. Now, before we do it, it's very important that you understand the different types of synergy abilities. So notice that we have Overfang in the bottom left there. And then you'll see to the right of that, there's that gold circle icon, and it has the 2 arrows in it. Okay. That means that if I use this particular synergy ability, I'm going to increase my limit level with both Red 13 and Barret, not Cloud, because we can't synergize with him. It's just going to be with those 2 characters. It will always tell you that in the bottom, guys, where it says Barret sends Red 13 flying toward an enemy at high velocity. raises their limit levels. So going back to our chakra strategy, right? As you're blocking or dealing damage or passively building ATB, you can use chakra. That's going to keep you alive. Chakra just happens to build pip, right? And as you're taking damage and dealing damage, you're going to be building limit. So it all kind of funnels in together, right? As you're healing, you're building pips, and you can synergize, raise your limit level. And because your limit gauge is also filling, now you can perform a higher limit break, which is going to do more damage. See that cycle? Okay. So let's go ahead and synergize to Overfang. You'll see, boom, see how Red 13 teleported to my location? Now we're going to deal some damage. Boom.
Down, asshole.
Now, it does not matter if you hit the enemy when you synergize. You will still get access to your next limit break. Obviously, you want to hit the enemy because you're going to pressure them, stagger them. Again, it just depends on the synergy ability. But you're definitely going to do some damage in most cases, okay? Because primarily we're going to be using the synergy abilities that increase our limit levels, right? Because it's part of our system, okay? Just to kind of give you guys an overview of the other synergy abilities, there's some that will prolong the stagger gauge. There's some that will give you unlimited MP, right? Things of that nature, okay? But right now, again, we're just going to be focused on the ones that upgrade our limit levels. So notice now, actually, I'm going to have to do that. Notice that Barret, if you go to his limit gauge, where it says limit, and then to the right of his actual limit gauge, there is, it looks like a pip, but it's gold. It's one vertical line beside of his limit gauge. You guys see that? That means that now he has access to a higher limit than he did before. Okay. And notice Red 13 has it too, because when you synergize, they both get it. If it was an unlimited MP synergy ability, both characters would get unlimited MP for a specified amount of time. Okay. The good thing about the synergy abilities that raise your limit level is they last the entire fight. They do not go away. The other ones have a limited window of time to, have unlimited MP or whatever, but these don't. And that's why they're so crucial to our system. Okay. And again, notice Cloud doesn't have one. So if I go to Cloud,
take it with that.
You ready? Bring it home.
And actually I can't show you now because he doesn't have access to a limit. But if I were to click on Cloud's limit, I would just have access to cross slash. Why? Because he hasn't synergized with anybody. Let me build up a limit with red here. I'm just going to take some damage. Again, taking damage is a really good way to build limit. Also, when you stagger an enemy, you will get a large chunk of limit gauge, which I've already shown you guys in the guide. We actually picked up a trophy that way. So you guys already know that. Cloud has his limit. Actually, I'll show you that now. See, Cloud has a limit. See, it says a limit. But notice it's just cross slash. Okay. Show you the difference here with red. Let me just take enough damage here to build it up. Again, Cloud, he's at 382, so he can just chakra, right? Notice that I'm not nervous in this fight. There's no need to be scared of these bosses, guys. One, you're playing on easy difficulty. Two, you got the system, okay? So you can always heal through the damage. So notice now that I have my limit. If I go to limit, Bloodfang is his base level limit. But because we just synergized, we now have access to Howling Moon. We will eventually get access to a third limit, but it's going to come much later in the guide, okay? You say, well, how do I get access to that one? You just have to synergize twice with Overfang, or if you have access to multiple synergy abilities that raise the limit level, you can use either one of them, okay? And each time that you raise the limit level is going to require a little bit more pip. So this time it was 2. And actually it'll show you too. If I go to synergy abilities like that, see where it says Overfang and then you got the gold emblem. Notice Red 13, you've got 1 blue pip filled in and then the rest are red. And then with Barret, they're all red. That tells you how many you need to get to synergize again. So If it's 4 out of 5, right, then you need to get one more. Does that make sense? And that's how you would figure out how many you need to get. To be honest, I never really look at that stuff. I just keep building pip, and a lot of times I'll just build 5 pip all the way up, and then I'll just start synergizing like crazy, right? That's how I normally do it. But again, it's flexible, so you guys can make that call in your own game. Okay, so notice we have access to both. And also notice that Howling Moon has that one vertical gold slash to the right. You guys see that? And it matches our party menu over in the right. Red 13 has one gold vertical line past his limit gauge, and it matches over here. If Red 13 had 2 gold vertical lines past his limit gauge, we would have access to a 3rd limit break. Okay. Let's use Howling Moon.
Time to unleash the beast.
And you'll see how much damage that does. That actually forced phase 2 with 1 hit. All right, so now let me walk you guys through this fight. I'm only going to use abilities. I'm not going to use like a normal attack. Like I'm not going to hit the enemy with square or anything like that. I'm just going to wait for my abilities to build up and then follow the system, okay? So Cloud has 725. Let's go and give him some chakra, okay? Also, if you need to make assessments, that's another thing too. If you need to make assessments, which we do, I am going to do that. Make sure that you get those assessments in. You guys know we have to assess so many enemies per region, and this is actually one of them. So let me build up another ATB with Cloud. Again, I'm not going to do anything aggressive here, just very passive. You can block like this or just run around. And then the next clip I'm going to show you guys will be without commentary, and I'll be a little bit more aggressive. And you'll see that either way you win, okay? I'm going to get this assessment in. Again, this is per the guide, so make sure that you guys do get this assessment. This is not like a demonstration. In fact, I'm going to get it on the other clip too, so make sure you get the assessment in. And we're pretty much done with Cloud. Why? Because he can't synergize. We still want to keep him alive and take care of him if we can, but for the most part, we want to switch to our other characters. Again, I'm not going to do any damage here with Square. I'm just going to wait for my ATB to build up passively. Barret's already got his, so we'll just switch over to him.
I'll do it.
And again, you don't have to use Chakra, guys. Notice in the, if you look underneath where it says Chakra, it's got that long rod up and it says, restore your own HP relative to damage taken, okay? To the left of the word restore in status, what do you see? Pips. One's filled in, one isn't. What does that mean? That means if I use Chakra, because I'm using 1 ATB, I'm going to get 1 pip. And all of these have that icon there. So they're all good, okay? Because we want survivability, it's always good to throw on Steel Skin. And, you know, if you were going to be dealing damage with your gun or whatever, then you want to throw on bonus round. You're going to see that all throughout the guide. In fact, you'll see it in the next clip too. Okay, but again, for now, I'm just going to use Chakra. But notice I still got my 2 pips, even though I didn't use Chakra twice. I used Steel Skin and Chakra. Still got my 2 pips. Okay. And notice Red 13's almost done. I can block here. Now I have 2 ATB. Okay. I could use Stardust Ray. That's 2 ATB. And notice that the icon is down there. Unleash a devastating attack. It's to the left of the word unleashed, right? So per ATB, I get 1 pip. So if I use Stardust Ray right now, I will get 2 pip and I can synergize with Barret. So I can use Stardust Ray or Chakra twice, right? I can use Sidewinder twice. I could use Sidewinder and then Chakra. You see what I'm saying? As long as you get the 2 pips, you're good to go. Pretty much for the rest of the game, then we're just going to be spamming Stardust Ray with Red 13. We're going to Chakra.
Okay.
Boom. Now I've got my synergy. Remember, you want to go to the character that's closest to the enemy. Synergize. Overfang. Boom. Let's get the damage in. And then we're going to stay on these characters because we want the enemy attacking us the most. Why? So we can build ATB. Build limit. Okay. So we want to be taking damage because when you play games like this, any game really, I mean, you think, oh, I don't want to die. I don't want to take damage. But with our system, we are embracing the fact that we're going to take damage. We're embracing the fact that we're going to die, and it's okay because it's a part of our system. So boom, Howling Moon.
Last,
and there we go. Now we're into phase 2. Okay.
Get back!
And again, Scorching Breath, you just want to keep your distance or hide behind a tree. I like to get back here where this tree is, right, for safety. And I like to just hang out here pretty much for the entire fight. You can be here with any character. I prefer to be on Barret just because he has the most HP. Then I'll show you guys how to get past an attack in the 3rd phase. And you'll know why I like to be at this tree. Notice also that you can use the tree for a little bit of cover. Notice how the snake got kind of pinned in behind the tree. Say, well, what are you doing now, XIII? I'm just building up more ATB so I can heal, right? Now, Cloud has a limit. So even though he can't synergize, once he has a limit, we're going to switch to him and get that damage, okay? So limit, cross slash. Even though it's not the next level up, it's still going to be some damage, okay? And again, I'm just dragging this fight out just so you guys can see there's nothing to be scared about. Now notice that the boss just went underground. Watch what happens here. Now I moved a little bit so the boss missed me. It is possible to dodge that, but most of the time when the boss goes underground, he's going to snatch one of your characters and basically hold them inside of his mouth or whatever. And if that happens, you know, you can't use them. And I think I've already shown you guys that. That's the only way that you can lose in this fight is if, let's say Cloud and Red 13 were both dead, like no HP, and then Barret got snatched up by that specific attack, you would lose the fight. But that's it. Outside of that, just the way the damage is and the way our system works, it's impossible to lose this fight. You can also switch to another character.
Let's do this.
And in most cases, it will draw the enemy over. Okay, that time he went up a tree. But if you switch characters, let's say you're controlling Barret and you're like, man, I really want to control Barret for the rest of this fight. When the boss goes underground, just switch to Cloud or Red 13. And in most cases, the boss will be aggro to them and snatch them up. Okay. All right, so we've got Barret has... It's going to Chakra. Again, I'm just gonna defeat this boss with limits. Let's just build up some limits here. And you can just double Chakra. Because we have our cursor set to memory, once you have your action put in your commands menu, something that you like Chakra, you can just spam through super quick and just keep using Chakra. Because it'll always be on that command, okay? There's Scorching Breath. Again, I'm not trying to dodge it. I'm trying to get hit by it. Why? Because I get my limit. You say, but XIII, you went down to 358 health. I can Chakra out of it. See what I mean? Now, I may not be able to do it for this demonstration because I'm not being very aggressive, but I think you guys get my point. So boom, let's do it again. So in a weird way, you're running toward damage, right, on purpose. You want to get damaged. See, I just blocked there. I didn't do anything special, right? Other teammates were hitting them, and I got the stagger. I'm not going to monopolize right now on this damage because, again, I'm just showing you guys that you can get through this thing just blocking, passively building ATB, and spamming limits, okay? Let's get our limit with Barret here. I am going to get over here by my tree. Actually, there's Scorching Breath. We want to get hit by that. Boom, look, limit. So I can Chakra, get my health back. I got back 255, and then we limit. And switch to Cloud. Of course, I could deal damage here if I wanted to. There's no need. Limits are going to take care of everything. Okay, third phase. So the reason why I like to be back there by that tree is, for one, you can dodge Scorching Breath if you need to. But two, you can dodge his beta attack. And the way you do that is just by standing on land. So let me find that tree.
Then let's end this asshole.
I'm gonna switch to, actually I'm just gonna stay on Cloud. Actually I'm gonna switch to Red 13.
It's coming.
Because Cloud almost has a limit. So let me go over here. Also guys, if you stand by fire like this, notice I'm getting limit. Notice my limit gauge is building up when I stand by the fire. Because I'm taking damage, right? So you can just sit here and build limit, chakra through it, right?
All good.
Do it that way. I'm waiting on him to do a specific move. There's Scorching Breath, so again, you want to stand behind the tree, right? If you're trying to avoid the damage. But notice we also have land here. You guys see that? So when he does another attack, I'm going to show you guys how to minimize that damage. And I'm just going to be chakra. Use chakra through here. I know that this is a very long tutorial, but it's going to carry you guys through the entire game. So I'm spending a lot of time now, so I don't have to spend a lot of time for, there's over 30 fights in this game, bosses. And then you got the simulation challenges, which those could technically be bosses. So I don't want to have to explain it, you know, every single fight. Okay. And we've got a limit. I'm trying not to use my limit though, because I want him to do that attack. There it is, beta. So when he does beta, just stand on land like this. You can still block if you want to, but see how it only affects the swamp. You'll still take a little bit of damage, but if you were in the swamp, you would get absolutely destroyed. Okay, just keep that in mind. So we've got a limit with Cloud. So let's get that damage in. Switch to Barret. He's at 494. Do we care? No, because we can just chakra right through it, and bam, we're back to 1044. Let's go assume our position by the tree. There's Scorching Breath. We want to get hit by that. Took a little bit of damage. I would have liked to take. Have taken more damage. Okay, he's going underground. Let's switch to Cloud because he has no limit. See, now that time he didn't snatch me up, but you know, minimize the damage. Red only has 1 HP, so we're going to switch to Barret. Try to pull that aggro off of Red. Not that it really matters, but you know, Red 13 is building up to a limit.
Hurry!
Now, obviously, if I were playing a little bit more aggressive, then you know, I would already have Red 13 back in good shape. Right? Cloud could use some more help.
Let's switch it up. All right, watch and learn.
Again, this is just kind of simulating a fight gone bad, right? But it's not really bad. It's all good. There's another limit.
If it's an ass whooping you want.
And that's the fight, okay? So I'm going to show you guys the fight again, okay? We are going to get the assessment, and it's not going to have commentary, but you will see me putting into practice everything that I just showed you guys. I'm just going to be a little bit more aggressive because I'm actually going to be fighting, you know, doing normal attacks and stuff like that. But the, you know, the process is all the same, okay? Health is king, survivability is king, okay? Once you learn how to survive, it's just a matter of spamming abilities. They give you pip, taking those pips, synergizing, and then getting the best, you know, limit break you can in there, whether it's level 1, 2, or 3. Rinse and repeat.
All good. Take the lead.
I have it. It's over. Time to bash its brains in.
Careful. This thing's already pissed off enough.
Easy does it. Keep it together.
Need my help, do you? Whoa! Ain't done yet.
Now.
You got this.
Deal with that. Follow my lead.
Get back!
That chill in the air. Not good. Everyone, keep your distance.
Go for it. All right. Watch and learn. Yeah! What's up now? I got something just for you. Yeah! The hell? Choke on it, asshole! Asshole! I'm counting
Hang
on
back.
you.
Take over.
Need my help, do you? Don't look now, but it's about to get real. Gotcha. Check out this shit and all.
Enough. Finish it.
Finish it.
Leave it for me. Keep it up.
You're mine now.
Lead.
Answer me.
Oh, shit! This snake's gonna burn down the whole damn swamp!
Then let's end this asshole.
Come on! Something tells me this thing ain't messing around anymore. Suck on this! Yeah! Want some more? Suck now!
My turn.
Go for it.
Guess it's my turn! Just hold tight. I got you. Suck on this.
I think the creature is heating up.
Want some more? Kiss my ass. I'm gonna make you regret. Come on, move your asses. Give them hell.
Let's do this. It's dead. on you.
Is it gone?
Our plan is to check enemy intel after every major sequence in the guide to ensure we have accurate counts. Grab the ruby from the chest and finish the chapter to pop a trophy called Swampy Situation. I put a ton of time into these videos and it would mean the world to me if I had your support on Patreon. So I've set up some free rewards. The link is in my pinned comment. This will give you an idea of what to expect once you become a member. For those that support me already, I greatly appreciate it. My name is XIII and I'll see you in the next one. Be good.